My name's Jimmy.
What's up, you guys? Jimmy here with my review for the winter finale of Once Upon a Time Season 5. And this is our 11th episode titled Swan Song, which this episode from last week got a very interesting and intense setup. We see that every Dark One that has ever been come from the underworld. So definitely the most excited I've been for on a mid-season finale. And just to make matters worse for them, um, you see, the Dark Ones have to eventually go back, but Emma's friends and family members, they all have marks, so that they go in place of the Dark Ones instead. So it definitely made this episode intense, and I have to say, it made sense for the fact that it's a mid-season finale. So it shows that how much more unwinnable the battle is. Which, also in the episode, we see that Emma, she's willing to give up her own life just to save her family and friends. Which shows, even though she's a dark one outside, on the inside, she is still a savior. Which, when it comes to the things I'd like from this episode, I mean, number one would have to be the set for the episode. I mean, what could be bigger than every Dark One ever to be in the episode? Second would have to be in the flashback segment from the episode, which it shows us backstory on Killian and his father, which I forgot he was going to appear at some point this season. But, kind of shows that both him and his father took similar paths, except his father, he found love and changed his ways. So, I kind of think maybe Killian may have taken from his father at some point. So it was kind of interesting to see even further back with some backstory than we already knew. And I guess the final thing that I like from this episode, and at this point is a major spoiler alert, just to let you know. Emma and the gang, they go to the underworld to rescue Killian. So that's where they're going to be for the second half, which someone that commented on my video last week made the same prediction of where they were going to go. He said they were going to go to the underworld, so I want to credit Zero Dead X21 for making this little bit of a prediction. But, they did previously make news about this, that, the fact of Hades eventually coming in, and whenever they talk about it, it's going to be like at some story arc soon. So I guess it really wasn't too big of a surprise, but it's definitely going to be an arc I'm looking forward to. Probably the one besides the Frozen story arc, this is probably another one I'm really getting excited for. I have to say that. But in terms of characters to see in the next half, these are just my little predictions of who I would want to see. Of course, Hades, king of the underworld. I mean, it would be weird if he wasn't there. And it would kind of be interesting of how they interpret him in Once, because we know him from the Disney cartoon and the animated series that follows the cartoon. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with the character. Another one would have to be Hercules, because in the animated film, Hercules was like his threat, the threat to all of his plans. So I could see the possibility of Hercules at some point being involved, even if it's just a flashback segment, kind of like with Dorothy Gale in the Oz arc. And finally, Zeus. I mean, Hades has always hated Zeus. I mean, this is just facts from the mythology. This is not just something from the Disney animated film. in every different interpretation, whether it's the stories that we know or a film adaptation. Hades just hates Zeus. And also I say there's a high chance we could see Poseidon coming back. So we could probably see some more Ernie Hudson in the show because we only saw him for like maybe a couple episodes, if not like 2 or 3 episodes. So I'd say it's possible we could see the trio in the next arc, which I'd say it's a high chance that's just going to be flashback segments. But, it'd be interesting to see how they portray Zeus as well. So I could see that happening. And, with the next episode, which is actually the 100th episode, is been made out to be a very big episode. Because we're seeing characters we haven't seen for a while that are dead, which I guess that lead up totally makes sense why we're seeing them. Which I'm looking forward to seeing, if there may be one or two here that they have not let known yet. I don't think they would want to spoil us with everything that's going to happen. But one thing I kind of wonder, Merlin, he made that prediction. He made that vision known that Nimue is going to be the one that saves him. I just wonder how. I wonder how is she going to save him? She's dead. She's in the underworld, which I'm pretty sure Merlin's there as well. Kind of makes me wonder about that. Kind of wonder on that. I don't know, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Which the show's supposed to be coming back in March, like its regular time. Now we're playing the impatient waiting game because Once is like one of my top favorite shows. When it comes to TV shows in general, definitely on the top of my list. And also The Flash is another one on that list. But that's pretty much it on my thoughts on the episode. Let me know yours down in the comment section below as any predictions you have for the next half of the season. And you can check out my past reviews for the show, as well as reviews for other shows like Arrow, The Flash, Gotham, Agents Shield, all that great stuff, and more. And as always, my name is Jimmy, and until next time, bye.